Congratulations! You are at the right place at the right time to start your day with a lightning bolt of energy. If you're here, it's because morning talk shows and even most podcasts have you down in the dumps, depleted and yearning for more. I want more money. I want more time. I want more magic. I want to be told what to do. I want to find what works. I want to scale my business. I want to be provided with actionable inspiration. And if more is what you want, then get ready for the Unblinded Huddle, which is the #1 way to start your day with a dose of integrity-based human influence. With your hosts, Sean Callaghy, Fernando Valencia, Adam Gugino, Jared Yellen, and the entire Unblinded movement.
Dr. Roger Sahoury, you present, brother?
I am here. Thank you, my brother, for having me on.
Yeah, so welcome. So just quickly, everybody, Dr. Roger Sahoury, many of you may know him. What blows my mind about him are not only his incredible gifts of healing, and I want to drop in and talk about that for a moment through the prism of mastery. Everything that we're going to talk about in these huddles in support of people are going to be related to the application of formula. And the folks that come on, they're going to also be open to, and Roger, Dr. Roger, I'm not sure if you know this, so hopefully you do, you're ready to go, some acceleration and some coaching. So it's not just going to be within the formula and to reveal the truth of who they are and what their greatness is. So, sir, you have studied so many different ways for people to access healing. You did some beautiful things in your work with me related to my elbow. I was like, what is this man doing? Like, this is like crazy stuff. And it was amazing. And you're touching me places and doing things to my body. And when I think of you, the word that pops for me is mastery. Like that pops, like mastery. So you have your office in Paramus, New Jersey, not far from our office. You're a part of, I believe, the Ultimate Achievers Club, which is something you have to be accepted in. It's an amazing national organization. You're a leader there. You're one of the leaders in the voice on a number of fronts in chiropractic in New Jersey and even nationally. So just, giving us the 60-second background, Roger, how did you go from, I want to help people to being such a master of your craft?
It all started with a life-changing motorcycle accident as I was studying to become a medical doctor. I was left to die with a ton of challenges, was at a point where I was suicidal, ready to take my life. And when I was at that point, because no one was able to help me, then God led me to a corrective-based chiropractor who showed me that I could find darkness in that I could find light in the state of darkness, which I did. And then my body began to heal because of God's intelligence and wisdom and through that work. And then from there, I wanted to become a sponge. And I wanted to become a master at my art, which was, hey, God chose me to become a chiropractor. So I became a chiropractor. I didn't choose it. It chose me. And then from there, I wanted to learn every single technique out there. And then I went to neurology training, learned functional medicine before it became functional medicine, learned a bunch of different emotional techniques and got certified in over 50. And then from there, it was about, just continuously progressing and learning as new cases came in. And we've seen approximately 300,000 patient visits since I've been open. So had a lot of training from newborns to people who are transcending to be with God. So, my heart was just always in it to empower, inspire, educate people and adjust them to getting to their God-given health potential. So I did everything that it would take to get there.
Yeah. So Bunch jumps out for me. Thank you for that. I acknowledge you for, your beautiful energy, your eloquence. I also acknowledge you for 50 certifications, 50 certifications. I also am curious, 50 certifications, why 50 certifications? 10-second answer.
It's exactly what I needed to do in order to be able to be fully equipped to make an impact in this world as a leader to my patients and to providers out there.
Okay, amazing. How is it that when you saw my elbow was an issue, you started touching like my chest in a spot, and you're like, okay, it's like, it's going to be sore here. Boom. And then you touch somewhere else and like somewhere else, and you like release those spots. Like, what was happening, and why is that? So why is that something that you think most chiropractors don't do, right? Like, why is it? So we're accessing mastery right now. And what is the differential that led you to touch like my chest and wherever else you're touching? And I was amazed. And I've been, I'm not easily amazed. I've been involved in holistic healthcare for over 35 years, and I have some brilliant, amazing people I work with. What was going on? Like, what was that?
Well, that was my own technique, right? And for me, I took a compilation of everything that I've learned and brought it into my own mastery. And that's what is exactly what you experienced that day. And, there are specific, when somebody shows up and presents with a certain type of, let's say, symptom, which is what you did. Well, I know that there are specific areas of the body that I must check to see if they're subluxated in those areas. And the second that I begin to release those, that your whole body will come back into a state of balance and harmony. So just from experience and applying my own formula, right, is exactly how I do that.
Yeah. So I'm hearing the word formula again. And when you look at the way most of healthcare is run, again, 15-second answer on the traditional model of healthcare for sustaining optimal health. You say in 15 seconds what?
They're living a sick care paradigm, not a healthcare. They're doing the outside in approach, and it's really an above down, inside out approach. And when you begin to look at it that way, you begin to get really healthy.
Okay. And quickly, and I don't want to be absolutely respectful, but let's go 20 seconds. Why did we hear God's name 4 to 5 times in the 1-minute introduction to your amazingness? And by the way, I honor that. I acknowledge that. So please, why God? Like, where does that fit in?
I'll tell you, because I don't do the healing. God does the healing, right? It's like, if you cut your skin, what does your body do? It forms new skin, right? It's not the Neosporin that'll heal it. It's not the Band-Aid that'll heal it. It's the intelligence that's within. And we were blessed with it from God when he gave us 2 cells that came together and formed trillions of cells in our bodies that created the makeup of who we are. So the power that made the body has the ability to heal the body. It's something that's very prevalent to me. So that's really where God came from. It's God's intelligence, God's wisdom that created every aspect of us. So that's who the greatest healer is, right? It's never the chiropractor. And if chiropractic didn't work for somebody, it's not chiropractic that didn't work. It was the chiropractor, because God's intelligence and healing always works as soon as you remove the subluxations and allow the intelligence and wisdom to do what it needs to do.
And when did God become part of your life? Because it seems like he's a deep part of your why. Yes? Yeah.
God was instilled into me from when I was a child. Right. But then I also had some reservations about it, until I got into my motorcycle accident. And, he literally, it was like I was looking at my body and it was just really a conversation with God, not letting me leave. And then recently, again, I was in Israel. And I was going through a lot of challenges, and I took my entire family. I went through the whole story, but I'm just giving a short clip here. Took my entire family to Israel, and we got baptized in the Jordan River. And some people think I'm crazy, but my daughter had a sty in her eye. When we got baptized, she came out and the sty was gone. Then we went over to where God was, where Christ was laid. After he was crucified on this stone, and it was blood all over there. And as on there, that was still embedded into the stone. And as we walked through, I felt this strong energy, and I'm very in tune with energy. And as I started walking over there, I touched the stone, and next thing that happens, I have tears running down my face as I touch the stone. My body goes into this heat of like 200 plus degrees. And next thing you know, I'm having a conversation here where some people would say, dude, this guy's cuckoo, but I'm telling you, it happened. And it was incredible. And it was really about surrendering. And my wife looked at me and she goes, what just happened? Because I was applying all the principles that I teach people, but there was just a lot that hit me at one time. And you and I talked about this, Sean. And, and the second that experience occurred, is where I felt completely enlightened, and that I didn't need to walk through this path ever alone. I just need to lean in on God more. So God has been extremely prevalent. And when I came home, just to give a little briefing, I had this IRS audit, and that just went away. My ceiling collapsed in my building, which was like a $350,000 job, and nobody was going to pay for it, not even the insurance companies. And all of a sudden I come back from that experience, and a landlord is willing to help out here. And then I was going through an insurance audit with an insurance carrier, and that all started to lift. So all of this happened all at one time. So that's where, you know, it just continuously shows up in my life, you know, so I'm just very strong connected to God.
Roger, incredible.
Amazing.
I want to let you know we are 7 minutes in.
Okay, great. So we'll go last minute and a half. So Roger, thank you for that phenomenal show, and acknowledge you for your courage and your vulnerability for sharing about your faith and a unique story. In our world today, a lot of folks are afraid and uncomfortable sharing. So congratulations on boldly stepping in. 300,000 patients, your practice is insanely uniquely busy. At a process mastery level, can you share with people what you've done related to stages and microphones? Because brother, you got a stage in your practice.
Yeah.
So let's give some edification for the program, how you built it. 15 seconds. What did you do with the stage and a microphone in your career to get to 300,000 visits and as busy as you are?
Love blasting people, right? Treating people as if they're your own family. You know, when you begin to put people first in all stages, whether they're your people that work with you, we call them purpose partners, right? Not employees, or they're your.
Can I jump in, Roger?
Yep.
So I'm going to acknowledge you for this. Your influence mastery. There's love. There's draw. There's pull. Your people are amazing. Please tell everybody though on a process mastery level, meaning how often did you speak? When did you start speaking? And how did that build? Like give some validation for people out there right now listening that may be great at doing it already or afraid to step in and start publicly speaking, merging with groups of people. I think you've done corporate talks and you have a stage in your practice. So
Yes.
Just practically.
So do you want process of all of it? So I mean, I could tell you we have something. So when they come in, we have our initial examination process. From there, we move them into what we call a doctor's report, where I'm speaking to everybody in a group setting and, you know, empowering them on understanding what's going on. Then what happens is we do a one-on-one breakout. So now we're doing that. After that, we do something called Mission Possible when they start up for care. And at that point in time, we're engaging them to get referrals to speak at corporations, churches, organizations, referring family members and friends in. Then we do dinner talks once a month. We do workshops once a month. And then I go out and I speak on different stages as well for not only my chiropractic or my holistic wellness center, but also for my SprintSet energizing weight loss system and my Gladiator corporate health and wealth.
So what I'm hearing is you treat your patients amazingly.
Yeah.
You demonstrate the superpower of what you're doing for them. And then you create ecosystem mergers with your patients that are generating additional talks and flow. Is that right? Of relationship development for you, spreading your messaging. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, they become part of our search and rescue squad, right? That's our one group that we have. We have our Inspire Others, where they're also giving testimonials and stuff. And then we have our Helping Hands, where they come out and they actually are part of assisting and supporting us in whatever we're doing. So yeah.
And you keep saying we, because it's been you and your team that's engaged at a high level. Like, that's not you doing only it. It's your teammates that are doing such an outstanding job as you've leveraged and scaled. Yes?
Yes, they do most of it. So it's never a me thing.
Right.
It's always a we thing.
Yeah. So with Corona and we're our final minute with Dr. Roger, what's your biggest fear right now? Like, and maybe it's not Corona, but what is your biggest fear right now? Let's speak first within Corona, and then let's go.
My biggest fear isn't the coronavirus. It is the hysteria and the fear that has been put out there from the actual news and what they're doing governmentally wise and everything that has instilled so much fear in the people that, you know, you can't even walk. Just the conversations that we're having is all in fear. And what that's doing is it's creating a very immunocompromised system for everybody that's out there. And it's not creating a state that you're getting closer to God. It's actually pulling people away from God if they're in that hysteria. So that's where I say, tap into God, whatever your faith is, tap into that. Or tap into yourself, build relationships with your family, create, this is a time to create. I'm doing that right now on so many different levels. And, I always say, look at God first, pour into your health right now. People are destroying their health right now. They got to be pouring into their health right now. Connect with your family, and then it'll be important to serve your mission in life.
Awesome. And how do you feel, final question,
yeah.
What draws you to the Unblinded movement and this formula and the work that we're doing here?
Unblinded is an incredible organization that is really unblinding people from the limiting belief systems that they have, right? When we look at a limiting belief system, there's a 3-letter word in the middle of the word believe, and it's a lie. And many people have been telling themselves a lie for so long, and it's time to get out of that state and take that impossible and turning into I am possible. And Unblinded gives them that pathway to do that. And I'm just extremely grateful for all that you're doing, Sean, and everybody else on the Unblinded team. You're all incredible. I'm excited to be part of it. And every single person should be engaged in it. And I don't stop talking about it. I mean, I was just on a plane and I was, telling the person next to me, before your event, there was somebody on a plane with me too. She came to the event the next day, she landed and I got her to the event. I always talk about Unblinded because I know it is going to make a huge impact in anyone's life. And it's incredible. It's incredible what you've been doing. It's something that I love being part of. So thank you very much for that, Sean.
Yeah. At the sake of time today, we'll expand on all that. Thank you, Dr. Roger. And I'm so honored to have somebody who's been there, seen it all, heard it all, that sees this work program and formula for what it is, that sees me and the team for what we are. I'm immensely grateful.
So now is the time you take action. What is the one thing you will do today that will help you make more money in less time and with more magic? All you need to do is take one action right now and then head over to our private Facebook community at www.unblindedmovement.com to share your big win for the day. If you share today's win and any questions you may have for us, along with a 5-star review, so we can reach more like-minded people like yourselves, your questions will be answered and maybe even your win will be live on the podcast. And if you have not already subscribed, please visit www.unblindedhuddle.com to be part of our live studio audience for each morning huddle so that we can help you see what you don't see about the fun, excitement, and magic of exponentially growing your sales.